High yields on stable coins, yeah, that's where my bag at. All I really need is Wi-Fi, get money on DeFi, mega cash on MetaMask. You better run when the runners run, show you how to get your money up. Dollar inflated like bubble gum, markets are jumping like double dutch. Buying up gold till I get a ton, crypto, yeah, I got some. You better run when the runners run, you better run when the runners run.
All right, welcome into the show, everyone. Happy New Year. It's 2024, the year we have been waiting for to arrive, where the greatest wealth transfer is. As always, I got my good brother here, Ricardo Hamilton, aka M.I.M.S, making it make sense. The 2024 man, brother, how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling awesome. The runners, look, you better run when the runners run, man. Happy New Year, man, to everybody. You know what I'm saying? 2024, that's the official date. And I'm telling you, everything that we have been doing, you know what I'm saying, is going to be maximized, you know, to the multiplier in 2024. I'm fired up and excited. I already know what's happening. I know what's going on. Y'all running with the runners. Lace up. We got a phenomenal show for y'all tonight, man.
And it's really just all the things we've been talking about for years now are coming to fruition. And it's time to reap the rewards, right? For being disciplined, for staying in blockchain, for continuing to get assets. Before we get started out today, I got to give a shout out to my team, the Michigan Wolverines, for winning the Rose Bowl was it 2 nights ago? It was just last night. Yeah. So it feels like it's been forever. I've just been celebrating and watching the game over and over again. So we'll play in the national championship next Monday against Washington Huskies. So I'm looking forward to that. But let's get into the wealth portion of the show, guys. As always, you know, let's take a step back. And as we start this year, look at the assets and where they are at. As usual, gold is number one, almost a $14 trillion market cap. Gold staying above $2,000 at $2,072.
Yep.
I don't see that changing, guys. I mean, I know they're going to rig and manipulate the price. I see gold going higher in 2024, as well as silver. You have Apple, Microsoft, oil, Google, Amazon. And then at number 7, silver, just a $1.3 trillion market cap. The rigged silver price is at $23.92 right now, which is an absolute joke. But again, as we always say, take advantage of getting as much gold and silver now while they are manipulating and holding the prices down. Mims, anything you want to add when it comes to the macro picture as we look at the assets here?
Yeah, folks, this is the time to be in precious metals. You definitely have to have physical silver. You know what I'm saying? We have some gold as well, but definitely physical silver starting 2024. All the events, all the dynamics that we've been talking about for the past years are really coming to fruition. They're coming to a head at this moment, you know, entering 2024 with the monetary system. I mean, we've had, you know, obviously we've talked about BRICS. We've talked about central bank digital currencies. We've talked about central banks and governments buying and holding more gold than they ever have at any time period in history. We've talked about the Bank of International Settlements labeling gold a tier 1 asset, zero risk associated to it. A lot of people are familiar, you know, with a lot of the major moves that governments are making in blockchain, and where precious metals has a role in that as well as more states in the United States making gold and silver legal tender, you know, and this is a phenomenal time to be in gold and silver. I'm excited for it. We got a lot of exciting things happening with gold and silver. And so you definitely want to make sure that you plugged into us and you're getting and holding these physical assets. It's so strategic for your portfolio and for you to hedge against, you know, whatever happens down the line to get these metals now at these prices. And like you said, Mike, I mean, silver at $23.92 on the spot price is unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
Unbelievable when you talk about the massive printing, you know what I'm saying, the inflation, all, you know, the corruption and everything else that's going on in silver, still 50% off from its all-time high. I'm going to get an even bigger bag than I've ever had in silver in 2024. I'm telling you right now.
No, smart move, smart move. And if you guys have maybe gotten gold and silver with us in the past, make sure you reach out. We have some new options we're looking at, so we would love to make sure you guys are up to date and running with the runners.
Yep.
As you guys can see, Bitcoin is a top 10 asset. Okay. So all these people who still believe like cryptocurrency isn't real or Bitcoin isn't here to stay are really just delusional at this point. And that's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about, is the Bitcoin getting an ETF. Okay. So this is from Reuters, BlackRock, VanEck, among asset managers that submitted updated filings for spot Bitcoin ETF. So that stands for electronic traded funds. So right now it's very difficult for um, investors, financial planners,
Hedge funds,
hedge
pensions.
funds,
Yeah.
pensions to get into cryptocurrency because they have to take custody of it. Once this ETF is approved and there's like 10 or 12 people trying to get one, then institutional money will be flooding into cryptocurrency and we're going to see wealth transformation like we have never seen before. So basically they just talk about how they're going through all this. People familiar with the filing process said issuers that met their end of the year filing revision deadlines may be able to launch by January 10th, the date by which the SEC is required to either approve or reject the ARK 21 shares ETF. The SEC may notify issuers as soon as Tuesday or Wednesday that they have been cleared to launch the following week, said those sources who spoke on background, given the confidential nature of the discussions. So, M.I.M.S, maybe make it make sense of how huge this is going to be for Bitcoin and all of cryptocurrency with just trillions and trillions of dollars flooding into the market.
Yeah, folks. Well, I hope you guys understand something, that it's just as real and as serious as the earthquakes that are happening all across the planet right now. You know, even this morning, I think it was this morning here, we had an earthquake, you know, over here in the East Coast, and I felt it. I was up. And I'm telling you, there are a lot of things that are happening in 2024. And in regards to crypto, right, and in regards to the Bitcoin ETF, and of course, we'll talk about some other things as well, Bitcoin halving and things of this nature. Okay. But these are having magnitudes of effects across the planet when you're talking about the movement of money and people being able to get into Bitcoin. And like Mike mentioned, there's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines that's looking for yield. People are looking for ways to grow their money. Okay. We have a market here in the United States, okay, where interest rates and you have this slowing economy, jobs, you know, they're already telling people jobs in 2024. People are going to be losing a lot of jobs. You know what I mean? Anticipate more bank closures. Okay, coming up. So when you look at people being able to move their money around, and obviously we see what's going on with Bitcoin now, obviously over 45, right? And we talking about the ETF. This is just huge. It's just huge. The ramifications of it are huge. The magnitude of it is huge. This will not be a normal bull cycle. This is what people are calling a super cycle. Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be there's so many factors. There's so many variables. There's so many components that are coming together all at one time. This is why 2024 is and will be the greatest wealth transfer in history. And this is what we have been preaching for years, letting people know to get in position. Okay. So this ETF is just the beginning. It's trillions of dollars that's rolling into the space. And all it is it's a trend, and it gives you an idea of where money is going. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in the flow of money. You want to be in that current, riding that wave to financial freedom and opportunity. And that's what's happening. That's the position that we're in right now because of blockchain and cryptocurrency and Bitcoin.
And I want to expand on what you were talking about, the super cycle, Ricardo. You're 100% right. And guys, this is the last bull market where you can just make stupid money, because once the institutions get in, the market cap grows and Bitcoin will become a lot less volatile. Okay. You can look at what happened with gold. Before the gold ETF, it was about $300 an ounce. Once that was approved, I think around 2005, gold went from 300 to almost 2000. Okay. But now it's basically just been chilling for a decade, right? Because there's so much money in there, it's very difficult to move up or down. And once they get the power of those ETFs, it's a lot easier for them to rig, you know, the Bitcoin ETF and whatnot. So this is it, guys. The next 2 years are everything. I've been telling people you want to get positioned by June. That means you got about 6 months. Okay. Don't come to us after June and say, hey, I want to get into crypto. Okay. And don't buy dog meme coins when you're first getting into crypto. So, I mean, guys, you can see here, there was a huge resistance at 44,000 and we finally broke it after trying about 5 or 6 times. So this again is just confirmation that the bull market is here. Bull market just meaning the price is going to trend going up. Obviously it'll go up or down, but we've held over 45,000 now and closed the day out. Now here's what you guys have to understand is the market cap of crypto right now, that means all the money in it, is at 1.73 trillion. Okay. And we hit 3 trillion back in the last bull market. So we're only a little more than halfway to getting back where we were. Most people see it going at least 3 times more, which means we're going to get close to a $10 trillion market cap in crypto. Now, here's what you guys have to understand and why you need to run with the runners. If you're just buying these top 10, 20 coins, that's cool and all. Like it's good. You know, you'll probably 4 or 5 extra money, maybe 10 on some of them, but you're not going to get 20, 50, 100 or over 100x. Okay. We have certain tokens that we're buying that are, you know, on the 3rd or 4th page of coin market cap. Okay. Even in the top 100, most of them you're not going to be able to get a 10x out of, meaning to 10 times your money, right? So $1,000 turning into 10,000. 20x is $1,000 turning into 20,000. Okay, so those are the tokens we're going to be releasing and are just sharing with the runners inner circle. M.I.M.S, anything you want to add about that before we move on to the Bitcoin halving?
Yeah, you know, you gotta have your money into projects, you know, like Mike said, obviously not meme coins, but you want to take advantage of the opportunity in this space. And there's a lot of opportunity in this space. The market is opening up to everybody who knows how to move their money around in this space. And so that's why you guys want to stay plugged in, especially if you're new, because a lot of people, you know, somebody just thinks that, you know, I just go on Coinbase and I can buy some crypto. I just go on Robinhood and I'll buy some crypto. Like, no, it really gets deep. You know, there are layers to the blockchain. You know, there are certain networks that you have to be able to bridge upon and then use those particular exchanges that are only tied to that particular blockchain and things of this nature. So we really get deep. We take it from beginner to advanced in the way that we move in the crypto space. And we take advantages of cryptos in all different categories. Obviously, you guys already know we're dealing with real world assets in the debt box. You know, we obviously dealing with DeFi. We obviously deal with AI. We obviously deal with, you know, DAOs and metaverse as well. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to take advantage, but you want to be making sure that you understand what you're getting into, you know, why you're participating in this particular project or not, and make sure you're doing it right. You know, make sure you're doing it right and save the best that you can. Because, you know, I say one thing in crypto, I tell people all the time, you ain't been in crypto long enough if you ain't lost money. Okay. We done been through that lost money phases. So now we know what to look for. Now we know what we're doing. And that's why we're having so much success.
Yes, sir. And Reina, AI is in cryptocurrency. There's lots of different cryptocurrencies that are working on AI. That's one of the big narratives. So
for 2024. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to take it up with my lawyer.
Some of the scam stuff. I don't know what they're talking about.
I think they're confused.
Yeah. Facts.
All right. So the Bitcoin halving is coming up around April. A Bitcoin halving event occurs when the reward for mining Bitcoin transactions is cut in half. Halving reduce the rate at which new coins are created and thus lower the available amount of new supply of Bitcoin. The last halving was on May 11th, 2020, resulting in a block reward of 6.25 Bitcoin. The final halving doesn't occur until 2140, when the number of Bitcoin circulating will reach the theoretical maximum supply of 21 million. So we're not gonna get too deep into this. I wanted to show you guys.
Yeah, and while you're looking for that, you know, this is why we say, you know, a lot of people see Bitcoin going up, and what happens is that a lot of people now are going to say, well, maybe now's the time to buy Bitcoin. No, it's not. Okay, And the reason I say that is because, even if you get a Bitcoin now, you need Bitcoin to go to, 80, 90,000 for a good 2x on your money. You know what I mean? And what Mike and what we're trying to say is that there are projects in the crypto space, in the blockchain space, where you can see 10, 50, 100, 200x, because you're so early in the innovation, in the technology, and they're so under the radar, and there's only so many people who know. And Mike, we talk about this all the time. There is only about 4% of people in the world that's in crypto, okay? 4% of the whole world is in crypto. 20% of the United States is in crypto. Okay, about 20%. So understand something, how huge, how big of an opportunity that is when you're finding innovative, revolutionary, powerful companies in this sector utilizing technology, and you being able to participate and get into these blockchains and these companies first. That's huge. That's where a lot of the wealth is experienced. And this is why I get so excited, because anybody can change their life in this market right now in 2024 if you take your time and follow the right people and do the right things with your money.
Yeah, so this halving around April, it'll go to about 3.12 Bitcoin per block. So as miners get less of them, they become more valuable, they're more scarce. It's pretty much just basic economics there. And we've showed you guys this before, but if you look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart, you can see these blue lines here are where the halvings occur. So after 2024, this is around April. So you can see what happened last time we had a halving. It kind of dipped right before. So right before the halving, it got down to about $5,000. That was the COVID dip. And then you can see Bitcoin halving occurs, becomes more valuable, and the price goes up to about 65,000, 69,000. Okay. So now we are here. So basically in the blue and green, you want to be buying. Okay. And then you want to start selling when you get up into the orange and the red. So we are here right now, about 45,000 Bitcoin. So we might have a little dip before the halving, but then once the halving happens, as we can see over the last 4 Bitcoin halvings, the price typically does a 3 to 6x, depending on who you talk to.
And a lot of people are saying we're probably going to have a dip here because Kramer has just said that, what do you say, Bitcoin is unstoppable. So
always do the opposite of him.
Yeah, you always do the opposite of what Kramer says. You know what I mean? So Kramer say Bitcoin unstoppable. We might be somewhere near the top, and before there's, it might be the buy the hype, sell the news type of moment. Oh, the ETFs are here. Well, it's right. Buy the hype that the ETFs are coming, sell the news that the ETFs are here. And then we'll see the big run up that Mike is talking about after we see a little dip.
And so the other big event that will be happening is, the last few years, the economy has been very poor, in my opinion, and they have had to raise interest rates, okay, to suck money out of the economy. Obviously, that is not good for investors and asset people. So they had to raise interest rates, which makes loans harder to get. People are paying more for what they're getting. The Fed has, where to go? There we go. The Fed said it's probably done hiking rates to fight inflation, and is penciling in 3 rate cuts in 2024, a strategy that would lower borrowing costs for consumers and businesses. Inflation has slowed more dramatically than expected, validating the Fed's turnabout. As a stock market that was already surging on an improved inflation picture rocketed higher after the Fed's pivot. So more cheap money is, well, I'm not saying it's good, but it might not be long term, but in the short term, it's like a drug dealer taking another hit. Okay. So the Fed is going to start giving out the drugs again to get the economy going, which will be good for the stock market, good for the crypto market. So you have those 3 things right there, M.I.M.S. That's why they're calling this a super cycle. It's like everything is set up perfectly.
Yeah. It's happening. We're in an election year, and you know, they always want to make the markets, especially. I mean, Joe Biden's got it tough enough. Then you have an election year, and he's running again. Apparently, I don't know how that works, right? But you know, he barely can walk, let alone run. But so, you know, but I mean, so they're going to pump the economy. You know, they have no choice. They have to put money in this economy. He's not going to win re-election, and the economy's, you know, really done went to shit. So they're definitely going to obviously put more money in the economy. But you know, what's going to happen is the same thing what happened when people got their stimulus checks. People went and bought Bitcoin. The government was really upset about that. You know, people start getting this free money, or as you know, these ETFs and things, and they know that these banks, these institutions, they know that the money is moving out of their control, out of their banks, okay, and it's moving into these decentralized assets. You know, it's moving into this sector, and they're trying to control it the best they can with their centralized CBDCs, and you know, where they own the exchanges. They're holding custody of your assets. You're never owning the underlying assets. You see, it all goes along with the Klaus Schwab. You will own nothing and be happy. You got to be careful when you're rolling your assets over to certain institutions, you know, and how you're moving in this space. But you know, this is why, you know, this timing is so powerful, because it's the connectors like us that are going out here sharing this information on these social media platforms, helping people learn about DeFi, learn how to move your money around, how to actually own the asset, and then you using the asset and lending and borrowing from the asset, and living a lifestyle in that way. So, you know, there's a lot, you know, to come to this space, and you guys got to stay on top of it 24/7. Don't just put your money somewhere and then forget about it, and then be like, oh, what happened? Stay on top of it. It's gonna be a wild ride, but this is definitely a market for those who are in assets to create even more wealth.
Yeah, and there's I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to answer someone's question. Oh, there it is. Okay. So Jason asked a really good question here. Do you two know of any blockchains that deal with real world assets, or RWAs? Obviously, the debt box, okay, their layer 1 is coming out. So that's going to be huge. We've obviously have been in that ecosystem for a while, but this is another tool that I typically teach people is you're going to come to, I like to go to CoinGecko for this one, and you're going to go to categories. So then you can look at, you know, different layer 1s, smart contract platforms, DeFi, meme coins if you want to. GameFi is going to be a huge narrative. Most people agree that's going to be a huge narrative. Video games on the blockchain. You can look at layer 2s, decentralized exchanges, metaverse. DPIN is another huge one that I have a couple that I'm doing, so you could click on that. AI, and the one you were asking about was RWA. That one was down there further, but I saw it.
Yes, and you see what he's going through, folks. There's so many different categories, projects, and blockchains, and in different industries and sectors of the economy that they're in. And this is why this is the largest wealth transfer in history, because, you know, it's the same thing in our traditional financial system. You know what I mean? We have different categories of the market you can invest in, right? And all those categories are available to people. Well, it's the same thing in the blockchain space, folks. So there's going to be, there's going to be so many opportunities in so many different categories. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to be, you know, an exciting thing to see. And it's, you know, you're not going to catch everything. Don't ever feel like you're going to catch everything. Okay. Because you can't, it's just too much. But what you want to do is find the projects that you've done your research on, that you follow, that you see has value, you know, and long-term growth. You know, and so, yes, you know, and Mike's pulling up the RWAs right now. And of course, like Mike said, my biggest bag in RWAs is definitely Debtbox, and what they're doing with real world assets and putting it on the blockchain, and the technology that they have, and now their layer 1 and the partnerships that they're doing is huge. Okay. Big news coming out for the Debtbox here in January. That's going to shock and rock the whole crypto markets the same way the Debtbox success against the SEC has had a ripple effect throughout the whole crypto space.
Yeah.
There isn't anybody that's in crypto that hasn't heard about the debt box at this point, especially if you're looking at, and what I mean is for those people who are serious in the crypto space, who are keeping up with the news and what's going on with the institutions and regulation, you know, and especially in regards to the SEC. But the debt box is huge. It's huge. And Mike got some other ones he's pulling up for you right now.
This is one I've heard about 3 people that I trust and take information from have talked about Realio. Very low market cap. I don't even know if their market cap's listed right now. 55 max supply, and it's at 40 something cents now, or 77 cents. It went up like 30% this week, of course, as I was going to buy it. So I definitely got my eye on this. Looking to, yeah, it looks like I should have bought 2 days ago for sure. But just a little tip, definitely do your research, but this one does definitely look promising.
And one thing I'll say, you know, in regards to debt box, folks, I'm on all that. I'm on that 24/7. I'm checking the major wallet holders. I'm seeing who's buying. I'm seeing who's selling. I'm checking, you know, the nodes that have been minted, and everything else. And I'm just telling you right now, there's some exciting activity happening, even at these low levels, as I'm watching the trust. The trust, for those who understand what's going on with the debt box, but the trust, all right, is strategically buying tokens, and strategically they have bots inside of an ecosystem where they'll buy tokens or sell tokens, and they're strategically getting these bots to empty their wallets. You know what I mean? And you know, get these bots out of the way. And so what that means is a lot of the major whales that were in certain projects, they're gone. And as we start to see the royalty check, you know, the trust really start to kick in and start buying again here, especially with, you know, V2 launching and layer 1 and everything else, there's going to be massive gains and very little sell pressure because of, you know, how many nodes have been minted and online. And then also, if you look at the holders of the wallets, a lot of the big wallets, you know, are gone. And it's just the community. And so there's going to be massive gains. We've already done the calculations for people. We talk about hundreds to thousands of % return. You know, we pulled up, you know, coin stats, and we showed you the crypto profits calculator, where if you had put X amount of dollars in aluminum or Explorer or whatever, and we get back to all-time highs, or even half of that, was thousands of %. And this is where it's going. And this is where my biggest bags are. You know, and that's the beautiful thing about when you know the project that you're invested in. You know, when you really understand what it is that you're doing. You don't have to catch all the waves out there in the ocean. The ocean of blockchain and crypto, there's waves all over. There's waves on the East Coast. There's waves on the West. There's waves. You trying to catch every wave. You just need to catch that one big wave. That one wave will change your life forever if you focused on just that one wave or a couple of waves. You know, diversify, of course, right? But this wave that we have here in Debtbox, a lot of people's, you know, Jason, you know, one of the co-founders of Debtbox on the Debt Council, tells people all the time, you have no idea what you got your hands on. You have no idea how big the Debtbox is and these tokens that you're holding right now. And then Mike's got the chart up. I mean, Mike, look at that.
It's beauty. It's called catching the wave.
Mike, that's what it is. It's called catching the wave. And I mean, Mike, that's over like what, 2 months?
That's the beginning of November.
So that's November, December. So it's 2-3 months?
2 months, I'd say. Yeah, that's 2 months. So in November, it was at like $4.80. So
wow.
It's basically done a 4X in 2 months.
So we did a 4X in 2 months. Now, for people who buy Bitcoin right now and they get a 4X, where does Bitcoin have to be in price?
About $180,000.
Okay. Right. So we got Bitcoin needing to go to 180 for you to do a 4X. Now this is the thing. We've been telling people to get Debtbox the whole time. But you know, a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people actually sell and, you know, other layer 2 version 2 projects, aluminum and BGLD and others, to get into debt to kind of catch that wave. But I'm telling you right now, the wave that's going to happen in the version 2, layer 2 tokens, the aluminum, Explorer, DCM, drip, BGLD, DLG, all of them, the gains are going to be massive. It's going to blow the gains in percentage wise away from what debt was doing. So trust and believe, just have a little more patience. But it's going to be a phenomenal time in the debt box ecosystem. And debt's going higher. It's going much higher. It's going way higher. I mean, we haven't even really went too deep into how the debt token is used now, and you stake it. People are staking. I mean, this is next level, folks. NFTs. You get an NFT, which is a node for each token that you stake. You know what I mean? It's next level. We really got to break it down. I don't know how we're going to do it on another show, but that token is going to be staked. It's going to be locked up. And every token that you stake, you're going to get a node. You're going to get an NFT. Okay. And then we got multiple projects coming onto the layer 1. All right. On version 2, layer 2 of the debt chain. So it's a lot of big things coming, folks. So congratulations to everybody who is in position. I've been watching my portfolio, my wallet grow by the tens of thousands of dollars, okay, over the last month or so, because of what's going on right now. So, and then more exciting news coming out with the SEC case as well. Come on, next level.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. The last reason why 2024 will be generational, life-changing wealth is what are called airdrops. Okay. So during the bear market, people are actually building, even though all the normies go away. Okay. You guys stop paying attention because the price goes down. Other people are raising capital and getting ready for the next bull market. So right now there's lots of new blockchains and projects that are launching, and they want to reward their early users and adopters. So when you get into decentralized finance and you start interacting with different protocols, you do certain tasks, you provide some liquidity, whatever it might be. Okay. And then when their token launches, they give an airdrop, which is basically them giving you free cryptocurrency. Okay. It's kind of like how you used to be able to mine Bitcoin really cheap and easy on just a regular computer when it first started. Now you got to, you need some massive rig, but basically anyone can do this. It doesn't cost that much money. You're just going to have to get educated and learn how to move in decentralized finance. So this next 3 to 6 months is airdrop season. So you need to be following along, taking some of your funds, diversifying, learning how to move on these different blockchains to have the chance to get lots of free cryptocurrency. I mean, we got the Uniswap airdrop. That one was worth about 8,000, and people had multiple wallets. There was a recent airdrop where they gave $17,000 out to each wallet holder. So you don't know if it'll be big or small, but that's why my last 3 videos have been Solana airdrops. This is a staking one. There's another injective Griffin airdrop that I did. If you don't just getting into DeFi, go to this video and learn how to use Rabby. We're still making good money with Elf on their DeFi. That's kind of a airdrop type of thing or incentive to get you to go on there. And then I also have one for Atom and Cosmos inside the Runners app. So if you guys want to get the free Runners app, just look down below. I just found this out, Ricardo. Leap Wallet is another wallet you can use on Cosmos and Atom, and they actually have an airdrop checker. So you want to be very careful when you hear about airdrops. You don't want to just start clicking on links on Google or Twitter. You want to go to verified places, and if you just see something in your wallet that says airdrop, it's probably a scam. Okay, so you want to go to verified areas to get your information, and Leap Wallet would be one. So you can enter a Cosmos, an Injective, an Ethereum, or a Solana address, and it will check to see if you're eligible for airdrops. Now, if you haven't done anything in DeFi, obviously you're not going to be eligible, but I just kind of found out about this, so I'm going to be doing that as well with my different wallets that I have. But again, guys, the key is you just have to get educated and take action. I mean, people who follow us, who watch our videos, I keep telling them, like, make sure you guys are buying crypto every day. Make sure you're buying during the bear market and you have money in on the blockchain ready to roll, and they're still not ready. They didn't take the time to prepare. Well, guys, it's the fourth quarter. Okay. It's the fourth quarter. The clock's ticking down. You got about 3 to 6 months to get in position for what is going to happen in 2024. If you wait any long after that, you just missed out on the greatest wealth transfer in the world, and we're not going to be able to help you. So make sure you're plugged in. Make sure you're running with the runners, doing those airdrops, getting money into DeFi, learning how to use it, or you're going to get left behind.
Yeah. Hey, I got to pull out the bricks for them, man. People clink, clink. Okay. Look, it's not a game out here. I'm telling you folks right now, my main focus is increasing my cash flow, which I'm telling you right now, we have one of the biggest plays to increase your cash flow that's coming out here in about a week or so. And definitely reach out to us if you want to increase your cash flow. We got a phenomenal opportunity with that. Okay. And of course, I'm going to be getting more into DeFi. Obviously, you see Mike is doing deep Mariana Trench dives. Okay. All right. Inside of the blockchain, dealing with DeFi. You want to know how to do that. You want to take advantage of that. It actually is challenging, but it's fun at the same time, learning something new and figuring out how to interact and how these things is put together. It's pretty, fun and exciting, especially when you're making money in the process, if you're doing it right and got a great teacher like Mike. And then, of course, just taking advantage of, what's going on in the blockchain space, taking advantage of the debt box ecosystem. One of my biggest bags, still XRP. I'm definitely going to be buying some more ISO tokens. Okay. DAG, XLM, XRP, XDC, definitely going to be adding to those positions as well. Because I'm just telling you, when you look at these prices, I think what was Bitcoin a year ago today, Mike? About 16,000?
Yeah, 16 or 18. That's when we made the video to tell people to buy Bitcoin every day at the exact lowest point.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Bitcoin dropped down to 16. And now look where Bitcoin is. And then you look at other cryptocurrencies and where they are. And then you look at the ability to get XRP, XLM, and all these at pennies. I mean, people really don't, they really don't know how integrated and how vital, a lot of these tokens and projects are to the new financial system that we're moving into. And for you to be able to one for you to get them, and then for you to actually own it, like your keys, your crypto, right? And then for you to be able to get it at these prices, at pennies. This is where the wealth is, when you're able to acquire something at a very low price, get a whole lot of that something, and then as that something rises in value, you sit on a fat wallet. Okay. But yeah, Mike's got it up there. Was that 16K, 16.6?
Yeah, 16.6. So it's almost done a 3x in a year.
Yeah.
And it's got another
a nice little bump, maybe to 50, maybe
20. Well, I'm just thinking it's got another 20,000 to go before it gets back to its all-time high.
Right. Yeah, about another 20.
Some people are saying that might happen before the halving. Some people will say it'll be after. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, guys, with all the evidence I have now, with the experience of going through multiple bull and bear markets, I am prepared now. Even last bull market, I told, if you were inside the runners group, I told you guys to sell in October, November of 2021, unless you want to hold something for 2 to 3 years. So we're going to help guide you guys in this. But again, the key is you have to get educated. You have to take action. We just had an airdrop I found out about the day before it ended. Okay. And I put that in the runners group. I kind of posted it on my Facebook, but I don't think people know what to do. So those people who are inside the runners Telegram group got that notification, got the help they needed, and they're going to get qualified for that airdrop, which I think could be a pretty big move.
Yeah. No, man, it's a lot of ways to grow your money. I think 2024 is really going to be the most prosperous year. I know for a fact what we're doing as the runners, the companies that we're leveraging, the way we're collecting assets, the DeFi protocols and the blockchains that we're into at this moment in time, and the way we're increasing our cash flow right now. Cash flow is so critical. Whew, I'm telling you, I love cash flow. Okay. the way we're increasing our cash flow right now, we're gonna probably 10x, if, what I'm saying, if not greater, what we've done in the last 2-3 years in 2024. I really feel that. I really believe that. We're pulling everything towards us. We're in the flow of money. We're manifesting and attracting and putting out, the value, and we're getting it back. And we're getting it back in greater magnitudes than we ever could imagine. And man, we just getting started, man. 2024.
I want to document the rise of Vivo as well. This is the health wearable that pays you daily from just mining and keeping track of your health. They just opened this up for Apple Watch users last week. So if you have an Apple Watch, you're just going to get an NFT, and basically any money that you pay is given back to you in the token in a year. So you can see here, guys, 353% in 1 month. And we've been talking about this for 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is why you want to run with the runners, when you can do a 3x on your money in a month from the tokens and coins that we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge. You have to take advantage. And once again, it's just another great opportunity that we share. And when people are looking a way to grow their money, I had people hit me up the other day, man, I need to make some money really quickly. And we're not into, get rich quick, but we're getting into opportunities where you can make a 3x in a month. I mean, we just showed you Vivo, and we were talking about that for 2 months before it popped. Obviously we've been talking about Debtbox. You buy when there's blood in the streets. Last 2-3 months, we just showed you there. What was that, a 4 or 5x or something like we just said, right? I mean, and there's more. I mean, we didn't even, DAG, we've been, a lot of stuff that we've been telling people for a while, is moving up, in value right now. And there's more to come. There's more opportunities. And that's why you want to run with the runners, get inside our Telegram group, plug in with us, because anytime we find some low cap gems or certain opportunities, sometimes we don't even put it out on social media. We just put it straight into the group. Sometimes we just, hey, here it is, have some fun, make some money, because sometimes it's just that quick. It could be something where it's just that quick. And then a lot of times we find phenomenal opportunities where you don't even have to do anything to make money. I mean, we've made a few $1,000s helping people open up free bank accounts. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just find opportunities where we help people win. We help people create cash flow. And now it's up to you to, decide when you're going to sell. Are you going to sell at a 3x? Are you like, look, I 3x my money on, Vivo, or whatever it is, or whatever opportunity we share. And then you pull out your initial investments and let the rest ride. All that is up to you. All we can do is lead you to the water. We can't make you drink it. We can't tell you how much to drink. And we can't tell you what you're going to do with it after you drink it. Right. Okay. But we winning. I'm pumped. Man, shout out to the runners. I'm telling you, 2024, I already know it. I know what we're doing. We've been building behind the scenes. Me and Mike been building a massive movement behind the scenes, folks. And those who know, they know. And we're going to be winning big time with metals, big time in crypto. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, you're thinking about anything less than $1 million in 2024, you're thinking too small. Okay. If you didn't come from a wealthy family, it's the opportunity to make sure that a wealthy family come from you. Stay plugged in.
Amen, brother. All right. Good to see everyone again. Happy New Year's 2024. We'll be coming out with a lot more content. We kind of took a 2-3 week break there around the holidays to spend time with family, but we're excited for this year. Excited to see you guys win, and we'll catch you on the next stream. Lace up.
Let's get wealthy.